Big night at Lincoln Speedway tonight. The All-Stars are in town. It's the Kramer Klash, of course, honoring the late Kramer Williamson. A lot of Kramer Williamson stories. I've been running into people this week that are telling me this and telling me that. It's just really neat that Kramer's memory continues to be a big part of the local racing news. But tonight we're going to start off with Trey Hivner. And Trey, you're a little bit young to remember Kramer Williamson, I guess.
Yes, I am definitely a little too young for that. I may have recalled him when I was younger, but yeah, like you're saying, I was definitely a young kid at that time.
Well, I tell you, a lot of good memories. I'm sure you've heard a lot of good stories from back in those days, especially with your grandfather in here and helping you out in a race car. And I know he tells stories pretty well.
Yeah, we got a Facebook group chat, and we like to talk about old times, and well, they do, but it's cool to reminisce and just think about old times and what they did then till now.
It's changed a lot, and I guess you don't, even though you didn't see it back then, but through your grandfather and the chatting on the Facebook and everything, you get to see all the changes in that's taken place over the last several years, or 20 years, 30 years. I guess there's more years than I like to remember. Is there any one thing in particular that surprises you or fascinates you?
Definitely the safety then till now. That's the biggest thing. Also, another thing is how much more lockdown it is compared to then. Totally different car as far as now as everything is.
Absolutely. Now, it's good to have you back here at Lincoln. I know sometimes you don't make it here on Saturday nights. Work takes a precedence over racing some days.
Yes, indeed it does. When it comes down to it, I got to pay my bills and take care of myself. But anytime I can, I'm at the racetrack.
Well, it's always good to have you here. How did you actually get started in racing? How did you get into this situation?
I started with my grandpa in his backyard when I was a kid, 4 years old, and since then I've just been hooked to it. Can't get away from it.
Tearing up the backyard at 4 years old and still tearing up on the racetrack. That's a great way to put it. You get hooked on it. You don't. Did you ever try to get away from it, or did you ever think, I had enough, it's time to walk away, and get drawn back into it, or just don't ever walk away?
I've had the thoughts to walk away, but only because we were struggling and needed to regroup and figure out what was going on at the time. Other than that, it's always just got to be here.
I think great way to look at it. We always have to be here. We've always got to be at the track. You've had some good runs this year. A couple nights in time trial. Well, you set quick time here one night in time trials. You've had a quick race car.
Yes, we definitely have a very quick car in time trials. Just myself, we figured out issues with the car, and now we are. I'm gaining confidence myself and trusting the car. That's the majority of the part lately. So we're working on the late race issues that we've had all year long.
It's just amazing how many, how do I say this? How many things there are. I mean, it's not just get in the car, fire it off, and go. There's just so many variables, and not only in the car, but in the track, in the weather, in the setup, in your competitors. How do you keep it all straight?
It's quite hard to keep it all straight. Like, for example, it's windy today. I'm expecting the track to do particular things. Probably everybody's expecting that, but we're best to try to stay ahead of it and see what happens.
So it's a continuing adjustment.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
A little bit like life, I guess, but a little more imminent. It needs to happen now, or things aren't going to go well on the track.
We definitely have some talks about what we got to do to the car and figure out the track. It's just knowing when and getting lucky with it sometimes, really.
Well, luck does play a part in it, that's for sure. Pill draws where you start the night out. Was it a good night for you, pill draw wise?
Absolutely not, I don't think.
Who brought that up? Why did we bring that up?
But we'll try to do what we can. It is what it is. It's just another night.
Well, you're exactly right. Now, like we've talked a little bit, you've certainly had some success here with time trial shows this year. Go out there and kick their butts tonight.
Well, we're going to try. Thank you.
All right. That's Trey Hivner as he prepares for All-Star race here to honor the late Kramer Williamson here at Lincoln Speedway.